How did you feel going in practice today?
I feel like anybody probably would. I'm just a little bit rusty, not playing since January 9th. It's been a long process. Just happy to be back, and this camp, so it's time to get better and make improvements, not only as a team but also individually.
What's your whole mindset this fall, stepping in with Jordan into those tackle positions after Dex and Christian are now gone?
We had great leaders in them, those two. We know what it looks like to be great. So we kind of follow football to also be ourselves. We don't want to try to be somebody else at the same time. So I feel like it's just doing our own thing and improving and try to look at those guys and what they did good and then add to our own little style.
Nyles, when is the last time you think you were 290 or that light?
Maybe sophomore year of high school. I kind of felt like over the break, when I not being able to run and everything after surgery, I felt like I was kind of heavy, so I felt like this summer I need to change my body a little bit, lose weight. It's a little adjustment. I feel like I'm lighter and I feel quicker, but also I need to make sure I keep my strength at the same time.
So you can play the season at 290?
That's the goal overall, and I feel like I need to gain a little weight to help with my strength. I feel like I can do that also.
Now, one of the things that Coach stressed earlier was having the chemistry of this team come together, and arguably your spot, there's no more turnover from what last year's group looked like. What do you feel like will be the keys to building that bond early on with the new roster look at that spot?
Also, I just feel like communication outside of football, like sometimes when I'm on, outside of this at dinner, lunch, we sit together, don't just talk about football all the time, get to know your teammates, especially the freshmen, because a lot of them just got here in the summer. Get to know them as people, not just football players, because at the same time, these going to be friends for years down the road that we'll have, and hopefully when we go for a run at another national championship, we can talk about that down the road.
What would be some of the signs that you look for to be like, all right, we're early on in camp from what you've seen as a leader of the group now, what would things be you're on the lookout?
I feel like overall, we'll just be able to call things out, like maybe if they'll know what I'm doing, I know what they're doing. Or if I could just read certain things about them, like they're having a rough day, I just know their body language, certain things like that, and be able to pick them up and get their energy up.
What did Christian and Dex maybe teach you and Jordan, or are you taking from their experience to kind of step into those leadership roles?
I just feel like a lot of extra work, being never having a bad day, and also if you're having a bad day, just be able to bounce back from it the next practice and just be positive. If you're having a bad day, don't take it on your teammates and be negative and say certain things. Just pick them up also and try to pick yourself up.
What do you think? I know it's the other side of the ball, but what do you think of, when you hear that Trevor and Travis are both being talked up as Heisman Trophy guys, as guys who could be the face of college football? Is that enjoyable to you guys? Do you make fun of them for it? Or?
I feel like it's an honor towards those guys because they are great players, but at the same time, I don't think they think very much of it because they're also focused on improving. Even though they have all this talk, they still feel like they can improve in certain areas to make themselves even better.
And it's probably what you guys dealt with last year when people wanted to talk about Cleveland and Dexter and Christian. You know how to handle high-profile, people on the outside talking about your guys as high-profile guys.
Yes, after watching them, they took it very well. They did the magazine covers, but at the same time, they knew they still had to work. They don't just give you a national championship trophy. They don't give you an ACC championship trophy. They knew how to work and push themselves.